Ciao, welcome to my channel. Today's video is about my build of the high-grade Gunpla OZ-15 AGX Hydra Gundam, a high-mobility mobile suit that first appeared in a 1997 manga New Mobile Report Gundam Wing dual-story G-Unit. This AG kit was released by Bandai in 1997. It's a very kind gift from my friend and excellent fellow Gunpla builder, Refined77. I invite you to check out his channel, and the link is in the description. The box art you can see and the instructions and the runners show the design of the pieces, which is typical of the late 1990s Gunpla design. The plastic is in three colors: black, light gray, and red, and stickers are present. The suit can transform into high mobility mode by retracting its legs into the skirt armor, revealing additional thrusters. When I build, I usually use a compartment box to help keep each key pieces separate for ease of build, as you can see here. And these are my main tools for preparing the pieces for assembling. Cutting the piece from the runner and then clean them using the God hand nippers and some filing. And then I started with assembling the legs, gluing the pieces together for late removal of the seam lines. The second leg piece has been cut and assembled, following then by the feet, and again gluing the pieces together for ease removal of seam line later. You can see now the arms, they are coming up after the legs. Of course, you can see again cutting from the sprue and then having them removed with all the nut marks, and held them together to allow for better gluing. I decided at a certain point on the shoulder to open the shoulder thrusters using a hobby knife and cut using cut-resistant gloves for proper hand protection. Always protect your hands, okay? And the thrusters after the operation and the shoulder are shown here. See how they look like. Okay, and then after the shoulder, torso, and the waist pieces have been cut and assembled, and the assembly is straightforward and easy. You can see the back skirts thrusters for the high mobility mode coming up very soon. Again, these are all the parts, and again, these are the back skirt thrusters. Pretty interesting design. The side skirts are also quite interesting because they cover the waist to the side, and these are views taken from various angles of the final shield. This is the shield and the front and the back. There are good details inside in this kit. And the same goes for the headpiece, which is very interesting, as a distinguished look, the multiple faces, just like a Hydra. These are the shoulder claws for the short and range attacks, a foldable mounting arm with small verniers to alter their attack position, and the pieces are glued together for later seam line removal. The back leg protective armor, and the two parts have been glued together for seam line removal later. The beam rifle, easy assembly, and it is very simple yet a captivating design for this weapon. After assembling is complete, there's time to paint. Priming with Vallejo black primer, diluted with isopropyl alcohol on a 1:1 ratio. And you can see the side skirts before priming and after priming. It's a very smooth finishing thanks to the airbrushing. It says 1.8 bar pressure and 0.3 needle. This is my Iwata airbrush. These are the prime pieces, and the inner frame components were painted with metallic markers. Because the surface is not as smooth as with an airbrush, I had to do a better job next time, but I had to apply 2 coats to make sure. And the masking in the front chest piece was color separation, because I didn't like the stickers that came with the kit to define that. It did mask the side skirt and the shoulder claw arms for metallic color separation, and the outcome of the masking from the front chest and the side skirts. It looks pretty good. You can see all the parts, how they turned out, including the chest, both the front and the back. The back skirts was also painted, and the thrusters with the AK burnt metal, and then light red and blue inks to give some effects to the metal, like a burnished effect. The leg were painted using light coats of gray primer, Vallejo gray primer, to allow the black priming to subtly show through along the panel lines. The thruster had been painted as well. Now, during the paint jobs, the color shifted from the ink can be observed in some of the back thrusters. And then I started to paint and detailing the beam rifle. I used Molotov chrome for the screws and the fine pointed black marker. I use it for the black parts that you can see. The close coating of all the components to allow then the use of panel lining later. And this is what I used Tamiya dark gray panel lining for the various components, and this is kind of messy right now, but removing the excess is a very easy process using odorless link in my case and cotton buds, and the results turn out to be very good. Remember to wait until the wash had time to dry and to clean perpendicular to panel line if possible. The inks here are used by airbrush to give the thrusters the look that I gave, with some heat effects on them. And then the final result, after adding a few details on the skirt armor, the waist, and the legs. And this is the step-by-step assembling of all the pieces and the final look. The seam lines are gone, the paint job looks fairly smooth, and the color separation gives some movement to the armor and helps to appreciate unique design to this mecha. It may not be 100% accurate as depicted in the manga, but as I said, I took some liberties and personal touches through the process as I like to personalize the kit in a certain way. So you can see now the various parts assembled one by one, and you can appreciate the details of this unique kit really in its design. This is quite interesting. Again, thanks to Refine 77 for giving me this kit for building. Now the kit is almost done, and you can see here now with all the components and the shield and some of the stickers that we used. And this is the final result. The reveal against the box art, and there are some close-up shots and a few poses for this really truly satisfying and very interesting kit in its design. And I thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this, my first voiceover video. Appreciate it, and appreciate even more if you leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing to my channel. Again, thank you to Refine 77.